Hi lovelies and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be reacting to Dear Diary 2016-07-29 by Ateez, which I am super excited for. Like I mentioned in my previous Ateez reaction to the Dear Diary film, I wanted to try and go along this journey of listening to Ateez the way that a lot of people have recommended, and that is through sort of like the lore aspect. So I was recommended after watching the film to listen to this one today, so I'm super excited to see what I can expect from this. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome and thank you for joining. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep making more videos like this. But all that being said, I'm just super excited to get into this, so let's do it. Almost sounds like we're turning a page there. Like of a story.
29th of July. Weather is clear.
So it's almost like this is like a diary entry.
What is your dream? As if my dream explained who I am. When I said I had no dream, the look on the adult's face was like to the child with no name. The look was familiar to me. Though studying wasn't much of my taste, I tried my best. Parents were fond of joy when I brought good grades to them. Walking on the same path at the same time, I continued my life with no expression.
Wow. Just even that first initial part there, like talking about how, you know, in this journal entry or this diary entry, you know, talking about how ultimately it seems like they didn't really have an answer when they were asked about a dream. You know, they didn't really have an answer to that question, like if you have a dream. And just the way that it's almost as if the adults or the parents or whoever it may be in this situation, really like their attitude towards that answer really impacted that child so greatly and so deeply, because it's left that profound mark within their thought process to, you know, almost view that whole moment and that whole memory as, like they said, you know, like their answer to that was almost like a child with no name. Like it just seems unimaginable. Like it seems unimaginable that anybody could not have a dream, or that anybody could, you know, not have some sort of idea as to what they want from this life. I love that whole representation. The way they compared that as well to, you know, like a child with no name, I think is just absolutely incredible. Like the imagery in that is phenomenal. Also, I'm loving the bird calls in the back end, especially because in the film, you know, there's that mention of the caged birds, and now we're getting that bird call into this, almost like coming through into the story of this, which I think is just incredible. That overlay, I think, is amazing. I just think as well, you know, that impact that that's obviously made on this child, you know, saying, I continued my life then with no expression, like, because they almost seemed disappointed in the way that I reacted to that question, that ultimately has left me almost like, in a sense, emotionless when it comes to expressing how I'm feeling, which is just like an unbelievable thought, isn't it? You know, not being able to properly display how you're feeling because you're worried about how that may come across to others and how that might ultimately impact their thought of you, and that just being such like a worry in your mind, you know, whether that's subconsciously or not. I think it's just showing how much like one person can really impact you just based on a few words, you know, just based on that moment, like that one action in that one moment has led to such like a massive impact on this child and their thought process going forward in life. I really am loving this so far. This is so different from anything I feel like I've heard or like seen before from any other group. Like I've obviously seen groups have music videos and things that, you know, relate to one another or may have a story among that, but having this whole diary and almost like journey throughout life really conveyed through not only music and lyrics and song and video, but also through like diary entries and almost like such personal experiences. I think that all combined and how that's going to keep on going forward, I'm just so excited for and interested in. I'm loving this whole dynamic that we're getting from the film as well as this, and like compiling that together and moving forward, knowing that that's just going to play even more of a part into whatever's next to come. I think it's just so exciting.
Time, I continue my life with no expression. Many books tell me, Look at the stars in the night sky and become the person who shines bright like those stars. But the stars that I looked up in the sky did not shine at all. So I continued
Wow.
to walk, looking down on the floor. Suddenly, a strange thing happened to me.
That is just so deep and impactful in and of itself. Like reading those stories and those stories saying, those stars shine so brightly, you should shine like they shine. But almost having that whole moment within your childhood where somebody almost made you feel it's just that thing, of almost saying that you feel a bit like an outsider because you maybe don't think or act the same way as other people in having those dreams or maybe in other aspects of life. And because of that, and because you've been made to feel almost different in a sense from everybody else, you struggle to see the light within the dark. Like this child is saying in this entry, like looking up at the sky, I can't see those stars shining brightly, so I look down at the floor. It's almost like I struggle to see that brightness within the darkness because like I can't see those stars shining. So why would I continue to keep looking up and keep reaching for those stars when ultimately all I'm seeing is the darkness that's beneath me? Even when I'm looking up, like no matter where I'm looking, I just see that darkness. That is just honestly so emotional to think about. Like you're just constantly like surrounded by darkness in a sense. It's just honestly just this one diary entry. It's just so much to think of and so impactful. There's just so much to take in. I'm just loving this.
Suddenly, a strange thing happened to me. As I was walking, a child came up to me and started talking to me. There's nothing on the floor to look at. Raise your head up. This child was a bit weird. The child looked at me with a bright smile and had a pure glow from its face, but it seems like this child had the same expression on its eyes as me. From that moment, we started to hang out a few times.
Oh, that is beautiful in and of itself. The way that they were alone, and then ultimately somebody came to find them and tried to show them, you don't have to always be looking down. You don't always have to be focusing on that darkness. Like, let me show you some light in your world. Like they were saying, they still had that same emotion behind their eyes. It was almost like they matched that emotion, but they had that bright smile and they were smiling through all of that emotion that they were hiding behind their eyes. And I think that is, wow, amazing. Like the imagery behind, again, just the imagery behind that is phenomenal.
From that moment, we started to hang out a few times. Turning up the music and dancing together was the most exciting part of our hangouts. For the first time, I actually felt alive. Hearts pounding like it's about to burst out, and this tingling feelings coming up from my fingertips started to take over me.
I love that. Like the way that they're saying, they didn't feel anything really until they found that music, until they were able to dance, until they were able to discover that sound. Like that is what really almost like brought them out of their shell in a sense. Like that is the one thing that really allowed them to have that sense of life, that sense of hope, that sense of light. I love that. That's so beautiful.
This tingling feelings coming up from my fingertips started to take over me. Was there a moment when I wanted something this bad? One by one, more children started to say my name. The path that I only walked with one another person became a path to many. Slowly, the word I became ours.
No, because that's melting my heart. The word I became ours. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love that. Oh, that is so sweet. I really love as well how we've gone from in the beginning, almost like not having that hope, not having that dream, not having that passion or power or drive. And now, as we've gone through, as they found that person, and as they found that music, that is what's really allowed them to see that future, to see that dream, to see that hope. And, they were saying, like, have I ever wanted something so bad as this, like as bad as this music? And I think that music being that thing and that light for them. I just think it's such a beautiful thing. This is so, oh, this is so amazing. I love it. It's just like that expression of that journey of them all coming together as one. You know, like I becoming we, I becoming us, I becoming our, like all of them together. I just love that symbolism in this whole moment. I think it's just incredible.
Slowly, the word I became ours,
I love that so
wandering around
much.
with this unknown fever. As we looked above our heads, stars seemed to shine bright. Today,
Wow. Oh, I love that so much. I actually can't even tell you how much I love that. That was so beautiful. The way they've told that whole story, you know, and they've really just allowed you to almost delve into that yourself. Like you can really envision everything that's going on. And what with like all of the little background noises as well, you know, the bird calls, it's like you're almost being transported into that moment. You know, you're having all of those senses really just enhanced through the storytelling, you know, because they're saying everything that's around you, you're hearing what's around you in that moment. And I feel like you're almost, in a sense, taken into this diary entry as if it's your own in a way. Like the way they've done this, it's as if you're almost able to put yourself into this story, into this person's journey, and able to sort of look from a bird's eye view at their life and the way that they have been able to have their mindset change over time. They found the one thing that really has just given them life and given them hope and given them that passion, which I just think is incredible. I love as well how the album is called Fever. And, you know, this start to the story is called Fever. And they're saying in this entry, you know, we were all walking around with this unknown fever. And that fever is almost like that heat, that power, that strength within them, and that just passion and drive to want to continue on this journey they've now discovered, this path they've now discovered for music, you know? And I think them just saying now we're able to see the brightness in the sky, like we're able to see the stars because we found that one thing, we found that moment that we've all been able to come together and have that music be a part of us and who we are. And that is just what we want for our lives, for our journey together. I just love it. I think it's so incredible. Yeah, guys, I absolutely love this one. Like I said, it was just absolutely phenomenal. The storytelling, I was just loving. And the way that we're slowly building up now into, you know, starting to see more of a story come to light, I think is just incredible. So I'm super excited to continue on this journey with Ateez for sure. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along this video with me. If you did, like I said, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep making more videos like this. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video.